Hey guys, Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. So let's talk about the consultative service call process. Now you guys know that's the program that we teach to make sure that your service technicians are taking full advantage of every service opportunity. But we do so in a way that it's not salesy, but it's very powerful when the customer gets engaged, okay? So let's talk about just a couple of strategies here that will help you to start to think this way. Now, in order for the process to work, you need to be prepared. You need to have this stuff already kind of put together, and you've gone through it a few times, and you know where you're taking this, okay? So let's look at a few of these. We have bundled preventative repairs. Those are those repairs that, you know, we're here. It's not in the best condition, that particular component. Would you like to consider go ahead and taking care of that while we're here? You can save a lot of money. Or would you just like to wait and to see how it runs, you know? Tiered component offerings, pre-packaged solutions, pre-selected products, tools and training, pricing, software, books, presentation, deferred service strategies, etc. So the one that we're going to talk about first is a bundled preventative repairs. Now, if you're a service technician, you see this all the time. I think we've become very desensitized. We see this stuff and say, oh, that's fine, when it's not. Okay, look at a brand new system, its components, and look at one that's been around for a while. It's starting to get wear and tear, it's getting dirty. There's a lot of different things that you could do if you would rewire yourself to do this. For example, bundled repair services. Think about it. When that run capacitor goes on the condensing unit, isn't it around the same time that the contactor starts to go? Those guys seem to fail around the same point in the lifespan. What could we pre-package and offer to our customers so that they don't have you back doing repairs later unnecessarily? So the example here is we've got a contactor. We could go with a more robust contactor. We've got those compressor leads. If they're starting to turn green, why not go ahead and take care of that, right? Or are we going to wait until it burns up and it ruins the compressor? What about a hard start kit? Has the equipment gotten to that point in which this could help the compressor cycle more efficiently? What about the capacitor for the motor, the compressor, right? And what about if we go with more robust components, what about upgrading the transformer with one of those that are either fused or has a breaker built in there? Could we bundle something like this and give it a packaged name and say, listen, we can go ahead and take care of this contactor today, right? But these other components are starting to show signs of wear and tear. What if we do what we call our starting components upgrade, where we take all of these components that are in the circuitry with the startup, and we make sure that that compressor and motor, fan motor, are given all of the benefits that it could have, for example. Okay. Now, another one might be tiering your components, tiered components, good, better, best. Okay. So on this example, our best is over here on the left. This is a universal electronic replacement contactor. It has sealed contacts. We generally get 5 times the lifespan out of this than you would on a traditional. Okay, so it's sealed and it keeps out the ants, it keeps the debris out, it reduces the arcing, and it protects the system from brownouts, these little electrical failures, right? That's a 5-year warranty contactor. Or we have this other one, it's German. It also is sealed, doesn't have the time delay in some of the solid state, but it's still a good, robust contactor, much more robust than the standard one that comes in the equipment off the factory. Or we can just go back to a factory replacement, just like the one you had, and it has a 1-year warranty. Which one would you like, Mr. or Mrs. Customer? Now, the interesting thing is that customers, they have buying styles. And many customers, they want the best, and they're going to invest in your high-end contactor. If you don't give your customers options, then they have no choice but to either go with the minimum that you're offering or go somewhere else. And neither one of those are a good choice for us, right? But many customers, they like that good mid-tier. I don't want the best, I don't want the cheapest. Let me have the one in the middle. So that's the one that you probably want to make sure that your margins are comfortable, because that's the one that's probably going to sell. Now, this goes outside of the components of the equipment. What about accessories like indoor air quality products and humidifiers and UV lights and ERVs and HRVs and things like this? You can't sell something that you haven't put in your price books or you haven't prepared to sell. I mean, you can, but you can't sell effectively. Okay, so if I'm your technician and I'm bringing this to your attention, these are things that will address these other issues that we discovered, then that's the way the conversation begins. So you can pre-package, okay? Look at the different brands out there and put these little packages together. Okay, maybe an example would be my allergy relief package, okay, or my pet owner package, or my smokers package. Can you see how these could be appealing to people under certain circumstances? And it's just through thinking these things through and having these prepackaged that is really, really beneficial for your service technicians. It makes it easy for them, and it makes it easy for your customer. You always want it as easy as possible for the customer to do business with you. Now, here's the part that's near and dear to my heart. You need the tools and you need the training. Guys, if you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to grow. Go get the instrumentation to achieve the kind of results that allow you to have these level conversations, right? How can you discuss IAQ when you really don't even have an IAQ meter to give the customer a baseline that we can start from and a before and after measurement, right? That is very powerful. Invest in your training, not just the technical training, this kind of training. This is the kind of stuff that really makes the difference. Are you prepared? What is your average ticket looking like right now? Now, obviously, you're going to want to get into software, and you want to have deferred services as well. You should always be offering your maintenance agreement on every opportunity. If you have ductwork replacements in the attic and it's 130 degrees up there, or whatever it is, water's boiling, why not take and defer that work to a time period when you're not as busy, the attic is not as hot, and the customer can actually save a little bit of money. By offering them to do that work later, you can take a non-refundable deposit today based on the understanding that we're going to defer that work to when it's slower, and we're going to save you some money, Mr. Homeowner, because if we do that during this heat, it's going to be very expensive, right? During our peak season, it's going to be very expensive. We have all-season promotions. We plan our replacements. You don't have to wait until it fails to replace equipment, guys. So these are just a few strategies that you can take and put together for your team. You see, and when you put these together for your team, they're prepared. So when we have the three key elements in balance, your technician has the tools, training, and resources that he or she needs. The company is getting the margins that you need, and your customer is in control of the experience, and they understand the process because you leverage the key communication processes that we share with you in this program. It is so simple, yet it is so powerful, and the customers love it. Tip for the day, Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. I'll put the link to this training program beneath in case you're interested in more. Take care now. Bye-bye.